See?
There we go. Now
Oh,
we're live.
are we?
Yes. That was quicker than 2 minutes. I was expecting 2 minutes.
I don't see it on
We'll give it
the
a few
Mark
seconds.
Joe show. Oh, wait, there it is.
Yeah, because the eye circle, tell me how many people are watching.
All
All
right.
right, good. Now we're live.
Cool.
Well, first of all, the show is going to be changing. It's not going to be retro review. It's not going to be quizzes. It's going to be just a bunch of friends getting together and chatting about whatever's on our minds at that particular moment in time. You know, you might have a bad day and you might want to just vent. You know,
It happens.
well, it happens, especially people like you, and you work out in this outside all day and bust your ass, and you're
Deal with a
not
lot of people.
appreciated and deal with a lot of the bullshit and the assholes,
Yep.
right? And then so there's no topic ever. It's just whatever, and that way we can also sit and play, like golf it.
Good.
We can also stream the other one, but that's just two people, and then everybody else is just watching you.
Well,
Um, and that that'd be oh, hey, Ready Player One, huh? I,
yeah.
but it'd be just like you know playing multiverse. It'd be kind of cool on here too. I did it once. It worked, but like I said, only two people can play that game at one time. Unless we just create a custom match and can do a free for all or something.
Well, yeah, I think you can have. I think you can have multiple players on there. It's not just one on one like it is in the single player mode.
No,
It's more like oh Christ, what's the Nintendo one? Super Smash Brothers, where
yeah.
you can have
Well,
multiple
that's
people on there.
exactly what Mark was saying to me. Is it reminded him a lot of Super Smash Brothers?
Yeah, it's like the
No, I never played that game.
Warner Brothers version of it.
Okay, but I like this game. The problem with this game is you can't play this alone and get very far.
Yeah, unless you spend money.
Well, no, you can't even do that by spending money. You have to have somebody help you in the rift part of it, because you got to bring another player in with you, and basically that's the only way you can do it.
Right.
And doing that is going to allow you to unlock shit, and then there's events going on, like there's an event going on for the next 12 days, and I got to get somebody to help me. Mark has been, but his connection's not very reliable either, obviously. Oh, he's in a bad mood. I would be too, though. I mean, it was working all day for him, and then all of a sudden it just shits out. You know, that's funny.
Oh, jeez.
And they
Where's
got.
Nick when we need him?
I like how they got Rick and Morty on that game too.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've
that's
actually got Rick leveled a little bit.
yeah. I was using him a bit when I was playing.
They need to add the skin for like Pickle Rick or something.
I was looking for it because you could pick the different outfits and stuff. It wasn't even an option. I was like,
You know,
man.
I was reading online on Facebook. Guy says, I've been playing this game for 16 years. Wait, what? Hold on.
I didn't
This
know it was out
game,
that
no, it hasn't been out that long. This game came out in 2020, right around 2020, 21. I did the research. All right. It didn't do very good. They only had it on a couple of platforms.
long. It's been
Okay.
a long 3 or 4 years for that guy.
They slowly upgraded a few things, then they did it. So by the end of 2023, it was pretty popular on quite a few of the popular platforms, PS and Xbox and, etc. It did not come to Steam, where I play it, until 2024.
Hey, look at me! Sorry, I'm
But
just having fun with this.
now, since, and so, you know, I hate it when people say, "Oh, I've been playing this game for 16 years." This game hasn't even been around that long.
No.
4 at the most. It was probably in like what they call beta testing mode for like a with a small group. Like they get and then they test it out for a while, and then the developer works out the bugs and all that other shit and stuff. You
Or
know,
works in the bugs.
Meanwhile, while the people that got picked to play the game, they get some of these extra perks for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. All right. So that goes on for about 6 months, and then when they work out all the bugs, and then they finally release it to this platform. Like I said, the game's only been around maybe 2 years at the most.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because I did my research today. Because I saw that and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? You know, I mean, I hated that, especially back in. It's like they're trying to compete with you.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Trying to
I,
make
I was
himself look big.
Final Fantasy was online back in 2007 or 2006, I think it was.
Yeah.
They developed what was it, Final Fantasy 11 online or something like that. Anyway, I started playing it about 6 months later than most, than after
Yep.
it was released.
Yep. Yep.
So, but these guys are like, I've been playing it since like 2000 or 1999. I'm like, dude, the game's only been around since 2007. You're full of shit.
Maybe they were confusing it with one of the earlier models of it.
Well,
Like I
but
started on number 7.
well, I started on the in the U.S. it was number 3,
Yeah.
but it was in Japan it was the first one or something.
Okay.
That's distracting.
Sorry.
Anyway, that yeah, I can see how people might get confused, but you don't play those games online. Those were, I
No.
mean, my
They
favorite.
were only on the systems like the SNES and the
Right,
PlayStation 2 or 3.
my favorite was 7 because of
Yep.
the card, because that's where the card game
Cloud.
first came into play.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
A game within the game.
Mm-hmm.
I
Now
played the first 3 in entirety. After that, I kind of fell off.
you're both old enough to remember when PlayStation PS3, I think it was
Yep.
PS3.
Mm-hmm.
PS3 had PlayStation Home in it. It was a great big environment where all these people could gather together, and you could start out in like a mall area. You could go to a bowling alley with pool tables and video games, and or you could go to like a go kart track, a bingo hall, the Four Kings Casino, and all this. It was all part of a huge multiplayer like universe.
It was like VR chat before VR.
Right. It was like VR. Right. So you could get these houses, and you buy these houses. You could buy clubhouses and start a club, and then you have a group of friends getting together and doing whatever in whatever part of the world. Right. Well, they had this open for the longest time. People were
Mm-hmm.
spending money on it, and then all of a sudden they put out a notice: we're going to shut this down in 6 months. It's all the notice they got, and no reimbursement for any of the money you spent on this. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, They could have kept the skeleton crew and just kept it running and never updated it, right? I mean, you had all kinds of developers from all over the world putting their little bits in, because Digital Leisure, who created Four Kings Casino, went off and developed the casino as a standalone now. So the only thing left of what used to be PlayStation Home is in that Four Kings Casino, and it's just too bad they ruined it. And Steam tried something similar to it, and I've gone in there several times,
Mm-hmm.
and it's failed. It's got so many
Okay.
bugs, it doesn't play well. I forget what it's called. Um, I had it on my Steam account, but I don't think it's in that library anymore.
Well, I didn't know that about PlayStation 3. Otherwise, I probably would have been in there quite a bit because I had a PS3.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, you had a bowling alley,
Okay,
and in the bowling alley, you also had a pool table.
right.
Um, you had like a go-kart type track in another location.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Hey, Nikki.
you had a place you could go and play with like radio controlled boats or planes.
Cool.
You know, but the whole thing is that it was like people would get together in that environment. So you'd get all these people and you'd make all these friends and you'd play like
Mm-hmm.
games together and different,
Worldwide.
like go
Mm-hmm.
to the casino and try to, play it poker together, Texas Hold'em, whatever. And they took it away from us.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody else tried to reproduce it and failed.
Okay.
At the time, at that time, that's what got me away from the Xbox and started investing in Sony,
Right.
and PlayStation. But the problem with that is that they robbed you of all that money. They could have put it back and given it back to you in like store credit or something.
Yeah.
Because you lost all the games that you bought too with that, and
Yeah.
you got to buy like apartments, properties, and at all these different places you could go. Nope. They could have given it in store credit. It wouldn't have killed them. Nope, we're going to give you stuff that you for free, but it's only
You
good
know what?
until PlayStation Home shuts down in March, because the stuff they give you was for PlayStation Home.
Mm.
But they could have kept it alive. Now, tomorrow, PlayStation is about to open this thing. And I suggest to people, I'm going to make a suggestion after this little rant
Yeah.
of a way to do this and get all of this for less money. Because PlayStation is going to bring this out, and I swear to God that it'll be gone in 2 years. They'll
Most
cancel
likely.
it
Yeah.
all. And so here's what the title is. PlayStation's getting more than 1,300 retro games on September 6th.
Hmm.
But this is a totally different program. You got to buy into it. Okay, that's the catch.
Because they don't make enough money.
Antstream Arcade is coming to the PS4 and PS5, and just wait till they start discontinuing stop supporting the PS4. They're not, so your shit's gonna be useless over there when that happens. The retro gaming service will be available for $39.99 a year, in addition to offering a lifetime access from one-time fee of $100. So you either pay $39 every year, as long as you want to keep playing these retro games, or you pay $99, $100 all at once.
Carmen and Nick Tucker.
Now this whole thing is going to be like a cloud service and stuff. So, that's not going to work too well either.
No, it
Well,
won't.
of course not.
But they're gonna basically what it is they're gonna have all these consoles, and I've got a list of them and how many games, not the name of the games, but
Yeah.
you can buy a small mini computer,
Mm-hmm.
okay, for less than $100. All right, because it doesn't have to have a whole lot of memory in it. You don't have to have a very big hard drive in it, and you can find an emulator type program to install on that computer that'll operate on Windows or Linux or whatever. And then all you do is download the ROMs and stuff for free from all over the place.
It reminds me of the days of Nesticle.
Right, exactly like that. Right?
He's looking like, what the hell is Nesticle? Nesticle was an NES emulator. They also did SNES.
Yep.
Okay.
And you could download the ROMs, and some of them could be
right. And
modded and stuff.
Then they had one called MAME, M-A-M-E. That was for the arcade games. The cabinet games could be found on that one. Okay. But anyway, this thing's going to be doing all the platforms, because this is basically what that is. So you understand what these are. You got emulators and you've got ROMs. The ROMs are the games, and the emulators play the games. And you can get one big program that has all the emulators in it for free somewheres. I'm not sure where. Mark was here; he'd be able to tell you, and what it was called. Because he bought a little mini computer, and he got this all working like that. But it's got 201 Amiga games. They're boasting 293 arcade games. That means cabinet games or MAME games. And there's a lot more of those than that. I know there is.
Well, yeah.
28 Atari 2600 games. 11 7800 games. 358 Commodore 64. 5 Atari Lynx, 1 Atari 5200, 5 DOS games.
Wow.
I don't know what those
Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Zork.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Flight Simulator.
Anyway, then they got 5 Game Boy games, 57 Genesis games.
Genesis sucked.
13 MSX games. I'm not even sure what that is.
It sounds dirty.
Microsoft something or other.
2 PS1 games. ZX Spectrum 351 games.
Right.
For a total of 1,438 games, or 36 games.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I don't know. I know when I first came across emulators years ago, and I found Nesticle, I was like, oh my god! All I got to do is find these ROMs, and I can play all the games that I used to play. I downloaded like a shit ton of them. I played them all for about 5 minutes and went, "This sucks."
Sucks.
It's nothing like what I remember.
Well,
That's Mark.
No, it's not. Hold on.
I'm alive. Get up. Yeah. Well, there were a few good games that I remember from the Commodore 64, because that's one of the ones I had. Raid on Bungelling Bay.
That Kung Fu game was all right.
There was a spy one that you had to go along the platforms and search all the buildings or search all the rooms, and that have cabinets you can look into, and he even stood in front of a toilet at some points in time.
Yeah, it was Sonic.
Sounds like Maniac Mansion almost.
Yeah.
It had a voiceover at the beginning saying "Stay a while, stay forever." So I have no idea what the name of the game was, but it was fun.
That's like doing things half-assed, if you ask me, because they left out so much. Where's the
I,
NES games, the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64, the Xbox games,
Called Impossible Mission.
you know, Sega Master System games. They left out so much. And see, the thing is, they're going to get you to pay for this, and then it's like, oh, we got a whole collection. This is collection number 2. You got to pay for that too now.
Yeah, now it's double the price.
And see, so my best suggestion is do the research on the internet. If you want classic retro games, true classic retro games, go find the ROMs and the emulators. They're out there. They are.
And usually around Christmas time, they have a stall in one of the major shopping centres here where they sell these little boxes about that big with the 2 controllers, and you can plug it straight into the TV, and it has all those on it.
Yeah, or go out and invest in that. I just wouldn't give Sony the money. I mean, they're so cheap. They deal with a lot of cookie cutter games.
Yeah.
The biggest example is Gran Turismo.
It's a me, a Mario.
I like that. That's funny.
Woohoo!
They just not worth it. I mean, Forza by far is a much better racing game. And the earlier versions, the auction houses used to carry X-rated games. That's why those earlier versions, like Forza 1, 2, and 3,
my turn,
won't be found on, backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
I still got the games.
Mm-hmm. But you haven't got the systems to run them on.
Hi, Kate. Oh, I got the systems to run them on, too.
Yeah. Okay, good. Hi, Kate.
This closet behind me is full of Xbox One, Xbox 360, PlayStation 1 and 2 games.
Yep.
Remember the glove for the Nintendo? The Power Glove?
Not really, no. I never got into that one very much. I think I started with a Commodore 64. I went on to the PS1. Had to get a couple of those because one broke.
Oh, you skipped a lot along the way.
PS2, PS3, PS5 now. I've missed the PS4 completely.
Yeah,
I also had a Xbox.
My PS4 was loaded with great games, and it got stolen.
Oh, bugger.
They won't be able to play any of those games though because I unregistered it and stuff, so they can't.
Good.
They have to read.
So they'd have to go pay for them. Yeah, exactly.
I had the thing that the PlayStation I liked about the PlayStation was that I had like my Call of Duty games on there. Yeah. I had a lot of pinball.
Okay.
I had a lot of these different pinball machines with a lot of different tables. I went and spent the money for the tables. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, I got to mute this for a second.
No worries. Welcome to the Rob Show. Yeah, as I was saying, I had the Xbox One X because I was playing Call of Duty Warzone as well. And that was pretty much the only one I could find that was cheap enough to buy because it was about I think $300 and something when I got it at one Christmas, and I just got a few games for that. I still have, if they haven't been thrown out, for the PS3, some of the games at the other house, because I was kicked out of that place, so yeah. But yeah, I've got the two Xboxes, Xbox One and Xbox One X,
Yeah.
as well as the PS5 here. But haven't got any of the other ones. I've got the computer right here too that I'm on, so that's what I play the golf it on. I haven't really had a good look at what else I could possibly purchase for it, because I thought you had to pay for Steam as well, so that's why I was avoiding Steam. So, but apparently Steam's free, and you just got to buy the games.
Yeah, you gotta pay for some of the games, and some of the games got in-game purchases and stuff.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from a lot of those, but I did get. I play a lot of like clicker games because they don't cost me a lot of money.
Yeah.
Love the hat. It's just a plain old security hat.
Now that was when Tom was mucking around with the. Oh no, that is show. Okay, never mind. Security, yeah.
But those old retro games that to get them on a PlayStation or something, that's just a waste of money. I mean, you can go out and, like you said, you can go out and buy like what looks like the old Atari 2600 controller and thing, and plug it in, and it's loaded with all the 2600 games.
Yep.
You got all of them, right?
Yep. 5,000.
And it plays just like the old games do. Just as slow, except you don't have that problem of putting the cartridge in and taking it out and blowing
and blowing it
and back in and seeing
exactly.
I mean, so the technology got advanced, but I wouldn't go and give Sony money for anything like what they're coming out with tomorrow. I hate to say it. You can get it a lot cheaper.
Yep, elsewhere.
By just buying yourself a small little computer, buying the right controller for it. Any controller works on a Microsoft computer, I mean, I got this one hooked up. I got a wired Xbox controller. This is plugged into the computer right now. You get that. If Mark was here and his internet was working, he could tell you that program he's got that runs all the emulators, and then all you got to do is download the games for it. I mean, this thing, they're boasting about 1,500 games going to be released tomorrow. Yeah, oh, wow, there's an old controller.
Yeah, I bought this to play on the Xbox that I have here, but it wouldn't connect because it's not an original Xbox controller. So I was thinking, because Chris had said that he uses a controller on his computer here, on his computer, I could plug that in and use it for that.
It might.
For some of the games.
It depends on the computers. I mean, those wireless controllers will hook up to this because it's Bluetooth enabled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Bluetooth as well.
Bluetooth enabled. But yeah, that's the problem with the PS1, PS2, or the Xbox One, the Xbox 360 and the Xbox. The controllers aren't compatible. Yeah, you could put in an Xbox 360 controller to your Xbox One, but it's only going to work if you're playing an Xbox 360 game on it.
Yeah.
It won't work if you're playing like an Xbox One game.
No. Well, that's what I found was odd, because when I got the PS5...
well, they look a lot alike. I mean, This is the Xbox One controller
Mm-hmm.
right here,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Well,
that
as I said,
one
this is
is a
this one's
wired
a
Xbox 360 controller.
as I
Not
said, this
much
one's
different.
not an original one, but it's a one that I got off eBay. So I got a copy of the stuff on it, like the zombie type one, and it just would not connect to the Xbox at all, even though it's an Xbox controller. But it also said on the box that it could connect to Microsoft computers, so I'll give that a go one time, some point.
Yeah, I never tried to hook up a wireless one to this yet. No.
Well, it's got the plug that you can put a wire onto it, so
Hmm.
yeah.
Really. Oh, I guess it does. So does this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, because that's not.
Sorry, mommy called.
It's got a charge port and a.
Couldn't ignore that call.
Been a bad boy.
No, we were talking earlier, and I told her that this Sunday Stephanie and I were going to be going to a concert over in Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And she's like, I couldn't remember who the hell you said it was. I know it was somebody. I want to say Ozzy. I'm like, it's not going to be Ozzy. He doesn't tour anymore. I said, it's Alice Cooper.
Oh wow!
Nice.
So yeah, she bought that. They were having a sale on tickets. She bought that like months and months ago. And
That would have been a hell of a concert to see.
Ozzy and Alice.
Yeah, that too.
I've seen Ozzy at this same place when he was still doing the Ozfest.
Just to see Alice Cooper once, that would be cool.
I've seen him twice already, and this will be my third time. Last time I saw him, it was him and Motley Crue.
The only ones that I've seen more than once was AC/DC. I saw them 3 times in Wisconsin, in Madison, and the first time I give you a picture so you can understand what this building looks like.
Yeah, where we go in Camden, it's like most of it is like lawn. So you have lawn seats. You just sit anywhere on the lawn. But then there's an inside that has seats, but in the warm weather, you don't want to be in there.
This was.
It sounds a little bit like the Rockhampton Sound Shell that used to be out on the north side. It had the big shell which had all the stuff inside of it, like bands and everything. But it was open air. Just sort of like a.
Now that there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a clamshell on top of it.
Is what's called, and people say it's the Alliant Energy Center. It never got renamed. It's Dane County Coliseum. The Alliant Energy Center is in the same parking lot, and it's a newer building for that. They don't hold concerts and stuff as much as they used to do back in the day.
Looks kind of like the one in Seattle and the one in Cairns.
Well, they used to hold the circus there. Hockey gets held there. Wrestling events were held there. It was a big venue for a long time, and then they opened up the Alliant Energy Center, which is in a building right next door to this. And some people get confused and call this. No, this is the Dane County Coliseum. Okay. Now, when AC/DC was back here, all right. AC/DC was back here in 1970 something. They had like a couple of real cannons on the stage.
Yeah.
I
crazy about that. Yeah.
I think it was the For Those About to Rock tour.
Yeah.
Because that album just came out right around then, and so they were doing like For Those About to Rock.
We
and
salute
they
you.
Off the cannons.
Boom, boom.
Right. Well, one of the cannons and the noise level, between the noise level and the shock from the cannons, cracked that dome.
Oh, jeez.
Cracked the dome of the
jeez.
Oh, jeez.
And the first time Ozzy was there, now I didn't
Yeah.
get to see this, but he was banned from ever coming back because because of that's where they said that he bit off the head of a bat. Well,
hmm
he thought it was something that was rubber that was thrown up there,
Oh, fuck. And it was real bad.
and it was a real bat, and he had no
Jeez.
idea that that happened. But animal rights activists, and there was
Uh-huh.
real big in the '70s, and yeah.
Cape Camden is actually not even in Pennsylvania. It's in New Jersey. I forgot to mention that. I guess it's across the Delaware River.
Yeah, Kate. There are multiple places with multiple names that are the same. Like even down here in Australia, there's places that have the same names as up there in the US and over in England.
Yeah, but there's only one. There's only one, and this is the truth. There's only one. Now, say it like Alice Cooper did in Wayne's World.
Mm.
Come on, Tom.
Milwaukee.
Only,
Milwaukee.
as the Algonquins called it,
Yeah,
Milwaukee, which is
Milwaukee.
Algonquin for the good land.
right. There is only one Milwaukee in the entire world.
Milwaukee.
It's in Wisconsin.
That's probably the smartest Alice Cooper has ever sounded. Not that he's a dumb guy by any means. He is a very smart guy.
Uh-huh.
But on screen, that's probably the smartest he ever sounded.
Well, a lot of that stuff that those guys, those people did back in the day, like Dee Snider, for example. The way he dressed it for his Twisted Sister and all of that.
Yeah, and then
That's all a gimmick. I mean, he's one ugly looking dude to begin
oh
with.
yeah, he was actually a DJ for a long time here in Philly.
You get rid of all that shit and stuff like that, and he's not on
You
stage.
wouldn't recognize him.
You wouldn't recognize him. And the other thing is, that guy is smart as a fucking whip. He knows what
he was in those trials when they were doing the censorship thing with like the labels on the tapes or something, or no, he was accused of causing something, like causing some kind of violence or something, and he was saying that rock and metal do not cause violence.
No, it's people.
Yeah. Like the guns don't shoot people.
It's people shoot people.
Yeah.
And spoons that make people fat.
But
that's right.
But I've seen a lot of concerts in my day.
A sandwich.
I would love to see a lot more, but the way that the way they charge the prices for them tickets nowadays is fucking ridiculous.
Stephanie got a very sweet deal with this one. It was like extremely low. They had like a whole lineup of concerts that were on this special. Unfortunately, the ones we wanted to go see throughout the course of the summer, they weren't on that special, and it was like ridiculous. So,
I'm glad I just feel lucky and privileged that I got to see all the concerts that I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah,
I saw AC/DC 3 different times. All right. Unfortunately, none of them had Bon Scott because it was all after that.
Yeah.
I saw Nazareth twice. And I've seen all kinds of people at Alpine Valley because back in my day, Z104 was handing out tickets like they were candy. Every couple hours a day, they'd be like, caller number 10 is all you had to do. Caller number 10. You didn't have to answer a stupid question or not. Be caller 10 or be caller 15 or be caller, whatever.
All right, you're caller number 10.
And I tell you, I went to a lot of concerts and I gave away a lot of tickets.
Yep.
In those days, because I got lucky a lot with the radio station.
The only tickets my friends and I ever won that we went to a concert was Woodstock '99. Yeah. That was an experience, let me tell you.
I bet.
It wasn't as bad as they depicted on TV. I will say that.
I went to concerts. Well, I never paid for these tickets. These are all tickets I won. I saw Air Supply for free.
He's all out of love.
But
So lost without
still,
you.
when you got 2 tickets, that's a perfect thing to take your girlfriend to sometimes. Uh, then I saw Heart. That was a great
I saw
concert.
Heart. I saw Heart.
That was a great concert. Then I saw Rod Stewart.
I did not. My sister has because she loves Rod Stewart.
I gave away the tickets to uh, Eric Clapton, and that's where Stevie Ray Vaughan died.
Ugh,
So that kind of pissed
I
me
would have
off
loved to have seen
afterwards.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, but to be at his last concert ever, that would have
Yeah,
been cool. I had to work that day, so I gave away the tickets the day before. So
I got to see Warrant right before Janie Lane died. They were at some little hick festival that they do like a hair band night every year, and they'll have like three bands from like the '80s or early '90s. And I went there a couple of years in a row, so I got to see a handful of them. I saw Quiet Riot.
oh yeah, I saw them too.
I saw White,
White Snake?
not White, Great White.
Great White.
Which now that dude's dead. The lead singer from that. I mean, I got to stop going to concerts. People keep dying every time I go.
Well, I
That's it. I'm going to see Justin Bieber next.
that's
Yay!
that's like a lot of them. It's like amazing how many people have passed away this year from all walks of celebrity life, and some of them are just like, wow, you can't believe it because they weren't that old.
Well, I got to see NXS with Michael Hutchinson when he was still alive.
Oh, I would have loved that.
And
What happened?
Savage Garden, when there was a big thunderstorm happening right overhead, they had said anyone that's left because of the thunderstorm, they can come back and bring people with them for free. So
That's cool.
I like the country concerts that I went to because I got to go backstage to some of those.
Did you bring your knee pads?
no.
I saw
You got 40 mile.
Tim McGraw and Faith Hill on the first Soulless Soul tour.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Tim McGraw, Black Hawk,
Yeah.
and I can't think who else was there that day. I was on the verge of getting diagnosed with leukemia. I thought I had pneumonia, and I had these tickets forever, and it's like, fuck it, I'm going whether I'm sick or not,
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember who else opened. It was 2 bands open for Tim McGraw. Anyway, and then I've seen Black Hawk in concert down here at the Riverfest. Saw Sawyer Brown.
I'm sorry, it doesn't sound like you're saying Black Hawk. It sounds sounds dirty. No, I can't help what I hear.
It's because your mind's always in the gutter. I've seen a lot of country concerts, and the thing is, a lot of those artists will stick around to meet
afterwards.
Afterwards.
Yeah, for signings and stuff like that. For the opportunity.
But on the opposite end, if you go to like the rock concerts, like the last AC concerts,
they'll
they don't
just
stick around. They're just out. They're out.
Yep. They're done. They're out. They're on the bus. They're going to the plane.
Yep.
That's kind of like John English. He was like that too. He'd stick around and sign people's stuff and have a conversation because when I saw him in one of his concerts, he stuck around at the end. Yeah.
Even the wrestlers did that back in the day, and now they're having these things. I see the commercials for them all the time, and then I look it up online. They're charging to get your autographs or your pictures taken with these
$100 at least. Yeah.
And it's like, my God. And it's like, who the fuck wants to meet Hulk Hogan anymore? That guy's a washed up has-been. And besides that, he's an asshat who destroyed wrestling because he had to have total 100% creative control.
I'll tell you what, brother. What you gonna do?
That just basically, that's what destroyed the WCW thing. Oh my!
I'm
Oh,
gonna kick
I
ass
know,
and chew bubble gum, and I'm
I
all
know
bubble
I
gum.
might get in trouble for this, but I don't
Yes.
give a shit. He can bitch me out later. Oh, wait a minute.
Lawsuit incoming. Lawsuit incoming.
Um, I told you my son-in-law works for the one of those places down there, right? And you know this big stadium in Milwaukee. Okay, this was, and he must. I don't know why he was there, but this was taken about a day ago.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, he might bitch because I'm showing this picture, but
Well,
this is cool as hell
you could
because of
just
who he's
imagine him
pictured.
blurred out.
Well, because of who he's pictured with.
Oh,
That that's
Oh
Braun.
dear.
That's Braun Strowman. You know,
Okay.
he comes out as one big son of a bitch. He's still in WWE. He used to be part of Bray Wyatt's thing.
mm,
But Braun
I'm
Strowman was in Milwaukee a couple of days ago, or for some reason they must have done a taping of something there.
Yeah.
And the guy standing next to him is my son-in-law. He's married to my
Okay.
daughter.
Mm-hmm.
that's how he's your son-in-law.
Yeah.
And
That's usually how it works.
and,
Weird.
and they kind of look alike. I thought that was kind of funny.
A little bit. I thought that when you brought it up.
Well, you know, more because of the beard thing.
Yeah.
The
That's
beards.
about
Yeah.
it. But,
I'm a bit out of touch on the wrestling thing.
well, he gets to work. He gets to work at these places. It's like the Pfizer Forum or something in Milwaukee. So it's like they got
Right.
big events. You've got wrestling. You've got concerts. You've got
Mm-hmm.
comedy things. You've got uh, you know, and he works those fucking things, and he ends up meeting all these
Mm-hmm.
famous people. It's like I'm jealous. I wish I had his fucking job.
I got a buddy of mine who, as a hobby and side hustle, I guess, he goes around and he gets autographs from people from all walks of celebrityism,
Yeah.
and he'll sell them on eBay or to
Yeah.
collectors or whatever, and he makes a lot of money doing. Well, a decent amount of money doing it. At one point, that's
Mhm.
all he was doing. But some of the people he met, man, when I see him post the pictures, I'm like, you motherfucker, why didn't you call me
No
to
shit.
go with you? He met Tim Curry. I was so pissed off
Oh,
when I
Oh
saw
man,
that.
that would have been so fucking cool.
I mean, it was post stroke, but still,
Yeah.
it's Tim Curry.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
That is a
come on.
legend.
That's kind of like the guy that owns the comic book shop here in town. It's the biggest comic book store and collectible place in the region, like all of Queensland and whatnot. He has recently been over to San Diego to the Comic Con over there, and he met up with all the people from, I think it was 911 or the Rookie. I think it was both actually, and he's got a photo of himself in line to get signatures from the crew, cast and crew, and along comes Nathan Fillion behind him. It's like,
yeah, so many
Ow!
people I've seen this guy meet. Like most of them, I'm like, I don't care. You know,
Yeah,
like he's the Taylor Swift, this, that, blah, blah. I don't give a shit about any of that.
Yeah, but
Um,
that thing for the autograph things, you know, celebrities frown on that. Just getting their
Yeah.
autographs to turn around and sell them.
exactly, to make money on them.
You know, me, I just want to say that, you know, get my picture taken with them and say, you know, can
I
you
was there with them.
sign
Yeah.
the picture so I can put it on a wall, you know?
Exactly.
the only
Yeah.
autographs
Then you got stories to tell. You know, I stood in line for I don't know how many hours to get an autograph once, just
I
because,
stood in
just
line
because I was
4
there.
hours for an autograph
Well,
uphill both ways.
I
in the
could
snow.
I could have been outside. I could have been out driving my cab instead of letting it sit empty while I was
Yeah,
inside a
and
Home Depot waiting in line to get
waiting
an
for an
autograph.
autograph. Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know, but I did that because he's also a hometown boy. You know,
Right. Yeah.
and I was watching him before he became famous
Yeah.
on the local racetracks. But he was
Mhm.
Through his
Matt
window.
Kenseth. Well, it was Matt Kenseth from and he was right from Cambridge here, just outside of Madison.
Wow.
And then I did that for Rusty Wallace too.
Who just happens to be on your wall behind you right now.
Yeah, the thing about that was an interesting story, man. I was out on a like pass, like they sent me home from the hospital for about a month,
Mhm.
but I had to avoid
Stressful
fresh
things.
fruits
Yeah.
and vegetables, and
Mhm.
I had to make sure the meat was 100% thoroughly cooked and no
Yeah.
fat, no food from restaurants, and I had
Yeah.
to follow all these different rules. But
Dad had
Mhm.
the same.
it was hotter than hell. We went up to Ho Chunk in Wisconsin Dells and stood in line to get his autograph. And the thing was, Ho Chunk Casinos, it's a casino, so nobody's 21 or under is not allowed through those front doors, no exceptions,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So they wouldn't let all these kids that came up there get autographs and meet their hero or whatever.
Mhm.
He found out about this little rule, and he's
Mhm.
like, he's like, all right, I'm gonna be down at the airport for 3 hours
Yep.
signing autographs just for the kids.
Yep.
I thought that was cool as hell. That he found out that the kids weren't allowed in because of the law. They weren't
Uh-huh.
allowed into
Into
the
the casino.
casino to get the autograph from him, and he was just barely inside but he was beyond the
The
double
door.
doors, the
Mhm.
first
Mhm.
double doors,
Yeah.
and they said
They
nope,
have to be sticklers for the rules.
right.
So the
So
only
that was
autographs
cool as hell.
I ever got, I don't know if you remember, there was during the hairband phase, there was an all female group called Vixen.
Yep,
Yeah.
I remember them.
Edge of a Broken Heart. I forget what their other songs were, but like I stood in line to get their autographs because I thought they were hot. I get up there, and they were supposed to be actually doing a show in town that night with
Mhm.
Ozzy,
Yeah.
of all people, since we were just talking about him.
Yeah.
And Ozzy got like laryngitis or something or a sore throat, so they
Uh,
had to cancel the show. So
yeah.
I'm talking with the one chick in the group. It might have been the lead singer. I don't remember, but like she's like, yeah, so we're not going to be able to do the show, so we're going to have a party back at the hotel. You're more than welcome to show up. And I was like, cool. And I was being rushed away. They're like, listen, come by after the signing. Right? Meet us outside. Their manager made them leave early,
Yeah.
so I missed them. I could have been hanging out with Vixen and Ozzy and partying. As a 16-year-old or 15-year-old, however old I was, I looked older than I was.
Yeah,
But man, would that have been a story?
yeah, it would have been.
Oh, be
Yeah.
like, look, I got drunk with Ozzy. How many of you motherfuckers can say that shit?
The chances that we get, and then we for moral reasons or because you don't want to break the rules, or
Mhm.
especially when you're
You regret it
underage.
later on.
You're
Mhm.
underage, and it's like well, I don't want my parents to ground me for a month or
It would have been
whatever.
well worth it.
Oh,
Would have been well worth it.
Oh yeah.
I spent most of my teenage years grounded anyway, so it didn't matter.
but it's like they said too. Be careful what you wish for, because
It's just what I
sometimes
did.
sometimes meeting your heroes don't always add up.
I might have been, you don't know, Kate. I might have been, we might have been side by side eating bat heads or dove heads because he did that too.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Uh,
that
But
was
no
all.
one, no one goes for
That
fish
was all
heads.
one incident, though. That of the Bathead thing. That was all because of one incident.
It was
Only
dead.
one thing, one time.
It was dead, and somebody threw it on the stage. He thought it was a
And he
rubber
thought
bat.
it was a rubber bat, and he bit that off.
But it also happened with, like, he was at some record company, something, and he came in with a bunch of doves, like, flying in around him, and something about, like, he grabbed one of them and bit its head off or something. And you can see there's a picture of him with, like, a little blood trickling down. Yeah. But again, I think it was like it was supposed to be fake, and it wasn't. I would think if you grab a dove, you're going to feel it moving around in your hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
I would think so.
I remember Sharon telling that story on some interview she was doing.
Sharon!
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 There's few people that you can do imitations of without saying a single word. He's one of them. You know, the other one would be Arnold. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
So Kate was earlier adamantly saying golf it, golf it, golf it. Although we know damn right well she's not going to be ready to play golf it for at least another 2 hours.
Yeah.
At least. It's
'Cause we
only
gotta put the
9:34
kids to
a.m.
bed.
here, so 9, 10, 11, 34, yeah.
We'd have to end this
Yeah.
podcast in half an hour,
Uh-huh.
so as to not go over. Oh, otherwise I'd be up to it, but then I'm also addicted to my other game.
Well, that doesn't mean that there can't be another stream started later on.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Okay. Just saying. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's been
I'll
It's
be
been-
free
it's been
definitely
a-
at 9 p.m. your
Yeah,
time.
your time.
it's been over a week, has it not?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was Wednesday, I think,
Yeah.
when we played.
yeah.
And
Oh,
then
you-
When
Good
I
on-
came back from the mountains.
Until she's ready, you could just help me with multiverse,
Yeah,
kick some ass, and open up some more stuff.
yeah, I can do that. I haven't turned it. I got my controller. Never mind. I was gonna say I gotta find my controller. I see it. It's over in
Well,
my
I've got mine right here because I'm addicted.
closet. You're addicted.
Ted.
Well, I can't. The way that this room that I'm sitting in is so small,
Mm-hmm.
and we've got 2 computers set up, 2 big, long 6-foot tables set up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The TV over here, and my Xbox hooked up to that. There's no way I can sit straight in front of it because the table, there's not enough room for me to play the Xbox.
Yeah.
So I can't turn it on. I tried to play it, streaming it through the computer, and that pisses me off because I fuck up too much. That's funny.
You do know what that represents, right, Tom?
And they need to,
Addicted.
Yep, yep.
they need
Addicted.
to,
Yeah.
they need to create a permanent program like that you don't have to fuck with like you did.
Well, it really only took about
Much
not even like 7 minutes altogether.
Yeah, well, that's too much work. My friends, I went to Michigan not too long ago. It's Conehead. No, it's an alien.
Neb.
Brain bleach.
That looks more like
At
an
least,
alien.
at least it's not Paul. You see, right up your nose.
Anyway,
Anywho,
it's a
it's
movie
a
trap.
Dugan trap.
It's a movie trap. Oh my god.
Oh.
Ooh.
Now I lost track of my thought.
Damn it.
I lost track of my thought.
It went that way.
Yeah. But I got to play in this multiverse, which
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but it's like Smash Brothers.
it
Yeah.
is. I'm gonna have to
I
get
don't
used to the
know. I've
controls
never
again.
played that, but anyway, there's an event on there that's only open for 12 days. You gotta play these rifts until you can get that part of the rift unlocked. You can't do it by
Mm-hmm.
yourself. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
collect stars by getting help. And obviously, I'm having trouble getting help from Mark now because he's got internet issues.
Okay.
We were having fun getting that done. I mean, Mark actually invested time in that game.
Yeah. He was enjoying himself.
Well, yeah, he says this is a lot like. He's the one that first said that. It's a lot
Smash
like
Brothers.
Smash Brothers.
Oh my God, Tom.
It's Mr. Bean.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Ooh. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I can't close my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, this show is not going to be called Retro Review. As soon as I figure out a new name,
Is that meant to be Hiccup?
fix. I was talking about possibly naming it the Deck, but
You could do that. You got the deck, we got the porch. Sounds dirty.
that does, doesn't it? Come on, hang out on my deck.
Hang out on my deck.
Yes. Yes. Well, seeing how one of the psychics I am friends with has, Cindy. I think you know Cindy, don't you? Psychic Cindy.
Yeah, I haven't talked to her in a minute.
She's always playing around with her decks.
She sure is. She's got a lot of them too.
Over 67.
Many
Maybe
decks.
69.
Many decks, huh?
Many decks she has.
Yeah.
And she plays with them all.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Just remind that of the gutter.
The gutter's a penthouse.
Well, I suppose we could end this early
Sure.
until next week. I don't think there's going to be a show tomorrow because Mark's got internet issues. So, until next week.
He's got
Later.
internet
Stay
tissue.
safe.
All right.
He
Later,
always
people.
got internet issues. Have a good weekend.
Gentleman's Oracle.
And Kate, stay alert. It may happen.
It may happen.